For years, Seiko was known as the brand that offered the most value in its pieces. They invented the quartz movement that was more precise, more robust, and much cheaper. But they also invented what would be one of their biggest success, the Seiko 5. Now the name Seiko 5 comes from Seiko wanting to have a watch with 5 characteristics. 1. For it to have an automatic movement. 2. To tell you the day and date. 3. To be water resistant. 4. To have a hidden crown. And 5. To have a sturdy case and bracelet. Now after the invention of the quartz watch, the Swiss had to adapt and started selling elegance, investment, and heritage instead of just watches. They essentially turned mechanical and automatic watches to a more select audience, which is basically people with more money. But what Seiko did with the introduction of the Seiko 5 was to bring the automatic watch back to the masses, with a watch that was good, beautiful, inexpensive, and extremely durable. And I think this is one of the biggest reasons why Seiko is now known as one of the brands that gave you the most value. They offered things like the SNK for $100 or $150, which is pretty spectacular because you get an automatic movement, and basically they offered a lot of value in a pretty small package. Especially when you wanted to start collecting watches or didn't have a big budget, or just simply wanted a watch for daily wear. I think these were perfect options. If you wanted a high quality watch with an automatic movement, then you shouldn't look further than these watches. Because speaking dollar for dollar, there is no watch that gives you more value than this one. You really don't need more, plus it looks amazing. Now I truly believe that this is what put Seiko where they are today, offering pieces with great added value for what can be considered little money in the watch world. They basically gave you an automatic watch that will last a lifetime. However, as a company, it is not very profitable to be the brand that offers the best value for a long time. At the beginning, Seiko invested in its credibility and its brand positioning. The problem is that their margins and prices were probably very tight. And with tight margins, a business needs to sell a lot of volume to be sustainable. So when Seiko 5 watches were priced at $100 and the SKX at $200 or $250, Seiko was probably making a very small percentage per sale of those watches. Now this was Seiko's old strategy, and it doesn't mean that their new watches are not made of a good quality or a good value proposition. In fact, we can mention the Seiko 5 GMT, one of the cheapest automatic functional GMT watches on the market, usually found for around $400 on Amazon. I think this Seiko 5 GMT is a very good Seiko option in terms of value for money. You're getting a beautiful watch with a mechanical automatic GMT movement, a steel bracelet, and a very good quality backed by the Japanese house. Although maybe they are not making as much margin as they would like, because I think this is one of the best value propositions in the market for its price, which surely means there is not a big profit margin. Now this watch is the evolution that Seiko was looking for in the Seiko 5, a watch that has been on the market for decades and that has managed to evolve to some extent. However, this does not mean that all Seiko 5 watches are an excellent value proposition in my opinion. They are a very good option, but maybe not the best. When these new models were launched, the prices were quite inflated, but they have been corrected lately. I believe that between communication issues, confusion, and a lack of evolution as a brand, Seiko is missing something to make that leap. But this video was about the things Seiko did right to position its name. In the next episode, I want to talk about the things Seiko is currently doing well and what I think their strategy is and where they want to go. And the third video, I will talk about what I believe have been fundamental mistakes made by Seiko that could ultimately destroy the Japanese company. So guys, remember that more than 90% of you are not subscribed, so if you like talking about watches, talking about the market, click that subscribe button, activate the bell, and I'll see you here next time.